Okay guys, in this video we're going to learn about arrow functions. So let's take everything that we created until now. Let's take it from here and cut it out and copy it into our functions.js. Okay, let's go back to app.js and let's type in here comment arrow functions. Now arrow functions are recently introduced into JavaScript. Not that recently, but more recently. They are actually introduced since ES6 and they're very often used instead of regular functions. And you will find both of them used everywhere. Now visually, they allow you to write functions with a shorter syntax form. So let's first of all create a regular function. So let's just type in here function and we're going to call it regular function. So open and close parentheses, open and close curly brackets, and now let's return a string of this is a regular function. What is that function? Okay, and now down here let's invoke our function. So regular function, and actually I should return the console log. I can console log it here. So console.log, and just going to copy our function in here. Okay, so we are returning this is a regular function. Now let's convert this exact function into an arrow function. Now arrow functions, now the thing about arrow functions is that they are basically anonymous functions. So in order to create an arrow function, I will use first a variable to assign it to. And also, let me type in here comment. I will return this function explicitly. I will tell you what the difference is. So explicit return. I typed in explicit wrong. Explicity. Let's just go with explicity. Okay, so what does this mean? Let's create first of all a function, an arrow function by using a const. Let's call it let message. Now we will assign it to an arrow function. So instead of typing in the name of the function, we're just going to create the parentheses and now equal and greater than. So as I said, when we learned about comparisons and comparison operators, this means a arrow function and this means greater or equal to, and this less or equal to. But this right here, this is a arrow function. And now open and close curly braces, and now let's return, actually let me return not the same message but a new message with this is a arrow function. Let's close this up, and now let's console log our message and open and close parentheses, and there we go. This is an arrow function. You can see open and close parentheses, equal, greater than, curly braces, return, and close curly braces. Now this is returning something explicitly. Now if I want to return it inexplicit, then we would do something like this. We could take this out, curly braces, the return, and also the ending curly braces. Let's see what happens. It's exactly the same thing. So actually, let me go back. So this is explicit, and damn it, let's make a copy of this. And now I'm going to return it inexplicit. And we have a syntax error, message already defined. Yeah, I know. We will redefine it, reassign it. Okay, now let's pass a argument into an arrow function. So let's just create another let user is equal to open and close parentheses, and you know we will pass in the argument within the parentheses. So let's say name Now arrow function, and I'm going to return it in explicit. So let me use here a template literal hello, and we will type in here the name. Now let's console log user, and let's type in here a string of Norbert. Okay, and now it's returning hello Norbert. So we just created a variable using the keyword let. We named it user. Now we assigned it to an arrow function, open and close parentheses. We typed in here an argument of name, then we typed in the arrow, and then a template literal or hello, and we called on the name. Then we console logged the user, so the variable, and within parentheses we inserted our argument of name. Okay, so that's pretty much forward, but we could actually, let me copy this, copy it down here. I'm going to take out the let. So because we have only one argument, we could actually take out the parentheses. As you can see, this is still working. Let me actually change this to Laura and comment this one out. And because we have only, so this works. I don't want you to have close parentheses. Okay, it puts them back in, but nevertheless, it works, believe me. Now we cannot do this if we have two arguments. So we need to have parentheses when we have two arguments. So let me create a const of let's say name, and I'm going to assign it, so open and close parentheses, two parameters. So first name, and I'm going to automatically assign them also values. Let's say Norbert, and then last name. I'm going to assign this a value of Menhart. Now comes the arrow function, and we're going to return it again in explicit, and I'm going to use a template literal of user name is, and let's call on the first name, and still staying within the backticks, the last name. Okay, and now if we console log the name and open close parentheses, we will get username is Norbert Menhart. And as always, we can also replace them with, let's say if I replace Norbert, so the first argument with the string of Laura, then it's also working. So username is Laura Menhart. Okay guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.